Are you a success? By a show of hands, how many of you consider yourself successful? Isn't it amazing when a group is asked this question, not everyone raises their hand? Why is that? Why don't we all think we're successful? Mr. Contest Chair, fellow Toastmasters, and guests, if you had asked me that question when I was in my 20s, I wouldn't have raised my hand, because I truly believed I was a failure. I had graduated from college. I'd been working for 5 years when my younger sister graduated and started her first job. During that first year, she bought a brand new Ford Mustang. I found out she was making over $20,000 more a year than me. And then she went and bought tickets to see my favorite music group, the Beatles. When I compared myself to her, I really felt like I was a failure. My dad noticed that something was wrong and asked me to sit down and talk. When I told him I felt like a failure, he stood up, he stepped back, he put his hands on his hips and said, "You are not a failure. When you were born, they said you wouldn't live, but you did. They said you'd have problems, but you've overcome them. Since you were little, you've been a fighter. You've never given up. That is not a failure." Then my dad shared with me 3 points that he said he thinks about every day to ensure that he feels like a success. First, you need to understand how to define success, because success means something different to each person. For a 20-year-old, it might mean, how much money did I make? But yet for someone that's older or sickly, it might mean just having one more day to put both feet on the ground and get out of bed. What I realized was that success is up to me. I need to define it. But I need to base it on my goals, not my mom's, not my dad's, not somebody else's. It's up to me. I also needed to realize that I'm not supposed to compare myself to others. I compare myself to myself. Because remember, there's always going to be someone that makes more money, has a bigger car, is more talented. He then said, reach for your own stars, but always remember, have fun doing it. The second rule he shared with me was failure. If you understand success, you also need to understand failure. If you look it up in the dictionary, what does it say? It didn't work. It doesn't say, it didn't work and you're a failure. It just says, it didn't work. Thomas Edison said, it didn't fail. I didn't fail. I just found 10,000 ways it didn't work. We have to change how we look at failure. Think about it. When did you usually learn the most? When your parents were yelling at you because you made a mistake. Failure needs to be changed to look at it from the perspective of an opportunity to learn, to grow. If we change that mentality, then we'll never give up. We'll always keep trying, and we'll be a success. And third and most importantly, he reminded me that success is 2 components. There's outward success, which is how others measure you by. And then there's inward success. How do explain that, my dad told me to take a look at this sign, which hung in my mom's kitchen. It says, the best things in life aren't things. Inward success are your values, integrity, trustworthy, honesty, respect. Those things we can't measure, but mean so much. At the end of your life, at your funeral, will people remember you for how much money you made? What kind of car you drove? No. They're going to remember you for how you touched their life. Then my dad asked me 3 questions. Sharon, did you achieve your goal to work in the medical field? Yes. Sharon, when you had cancer, and I know you felt like giving up, did you give up or did you keep trying? I kept trying. And Sharon, every day, do you try to make someone feel special with a hello, a smile, a thank you, a compliment? Of course, yes. Then my dad said, then you're a success. What I learned that day is to be successful, you need to set your own goals for success. You need to look at failure as a different opportunity to learn. And you need to always make others feel special. But what I remember most about that day was how my dad made me feel special when he said, you're a success because of the amazing person you've become. And I am so very proud of you. Thank you, Dad. Now, ask yourself again, are you successful? Mr. Contest.